Greetings, I'm Hanshi Antonio Garcia, the Kokoro Samurai, and welcome to another free lesson of Kokoro Jiu-Jitsu. This is your first time joining us, welcome. We are now recording not only on Facebook, but we're also on YouTube, so if you see me kind of looking left and right a little bit, it's because I'm kind of looking back at the different cameras as if I was in a class looking at different people, so just kind of go with it. If this is your first time joining us, please take the opportunity, if you haven't already, to head over to our website, thekokorosamurai.com, and register for your free profile page. These lessons are free, but you can also use them to test. So if you go to the, watch this video, comment below saying I watched this video or hi or anything, and if you have a profile page created, you'll actually get credit for this video. There's 30 lessons in the Roku series. Once you've watched all 30 lessons, you'll be able to test. We usually do it via Skype. You can test with myself and another black belt. If you pass, you'll receive your belt and a certificate in the mail. And we have a separate classroom that we'll be using for Gokyu, Yonkyu, and upwards. So you can continue these free lessons all the way up to black belt. And of course, on the website, you can also purchase lessons. You can also move forward in your martial art training a little bit faster. So this is meant to be interactive, so if you're watching live, feel free to ask questions below. Even if you're watching this later on, feel free to comment below and I'll reply as fast as possible. These videos will only stay up for a week, so these live classes are not meant to stay up indefinitely. So I will leave this class up until next week when we record the next lesson, and then I'm going to delete the previous weeks and you will not have the opportunity to watch the lesson or comment to get credit for it. So make sure you follow along each week to get credit for these lessons. Okay, so let's go and get started. So we're moving into lesson 7. Don't worry, because we're going to cycle back through. So if you're just joining us for the first time, we will be cycling back through. So even if it's your first class, don't worry about it. Go all the way to lesson 30. We're going to go right back to lesson 1 and go back through them again. So you won't lose anything. As long as you don't skip any weeks or miss any lessons, as long as you're watching each one, you'll be able to move forward rather quickly. All right, so lesson 7, we're taking a look at the low line kick. So we've finished up with our strikes, our upper body strikes. Now we're moving down to our lower body strikes. So now we're going to take a look at the low line kick. Low line kick is something you necessarily can't do in competition. It's a joint kick, but it's very effective on the street. Okay, to break the leg, to collapse the person's leg so they fall. So let me demonstrate it, and then we'll go over the details that make it work. All right, so my yogi's going to get in a stance, right leg forward. Okay, like this. All right, so essentially what we're doing is we're aiming for that forward knee. So we're going to come in and just like this, we're stomping on that knee. Okay, now there's 3 different ways you can do this. You can do it from the front. Okay, you come in from the side. Okay, you turn the face that way, same stance, that way, there you go. Or you come from behind and collapse that knee. Okay, so you can do it from any of those directions. You can go to the front and the side to break the leg, coming from behind to collapse the leg. Okay, if you want to take the person down the ground. So you're coming in like this. Okay, so let's take a look at the details that make this work. Go and stay there. I'll use you for all 3 steps here. Okay, first of all, as an uke, if you're practicing this with somebody, make sure that your knee is nice and bent. Okay, maybe just a little more bent than normal, just so that when the person comes up and pushes the leg on, if they lose their balance, they don't hyperextend your leg or, more importantly, break it. Okay, so let's take a look at what we're doing here. So the first thing we're going to do, okay, this is a close quarter strike, so you want to make sure you're keeping your hands up and close in case that your opponent throws a strike. So keeping your hands up, we're going to attack that lead leg. Okay, we're going to come in. I want to come in with the instep of my foot. Okay, so as I come in, I'm going to turn my foot out like this. Okay, and I'm going to place it right above the knee. So not on the knee, but right above the knee. I'm just going to rest my foot like this. Okay, so I'm bringing that leg up and I'm resting on that knee. Okay, so I'm coming up and resting. Now you'll notice my hands aren't dropping down as I do it. Okay, make sure you're keeping your hands up. Making sure that you're not reaching for your opponent. So I'm not way back here and then trying to reach for that leg. I'm in close. I'm keeping my hips underneath me as I step. So see, as I come on that forward leg, I'm keeping my hips underneath me so I'm not leaning back or losing my balance. Okay, and then once you have put your leg on here, all you're going to do is push. So I'm coming in and then pushing like that. Okay, so I'm coming up and pushing. Okay, now if you're sparring or doing drills and you want to do this kick, a safe way of doing it is just coming in and kicking the shin like this. So when you're doing the combination kick drill, or if you're doing the body bag drill, or if you're sparring, you can come in and do that tap. This can easily be replaced with that. Okay, so just come in and practice when you're out there sparring this technique right here, and you can replace it with that on the street. Okay, so keep that in mind. So let's take a look at another way to practice this as well. Come on, get the flamer. Now, of course, like with any other technique, breathing is important. So this is a power strike. So you want to use a power breath. One breath in, one breath out. Let it go. There we go. We're going to put it down here like this. Okay. So this is a low kick. Really what we're working on is that stomping motion. So when you practice with one of these slammer bags, you can just lay it on the ground like this. And what you're doing is you're going to aim for the middle, and you're just going to push through like this. Okay. Power breath. Make sure you're breathing. And as you can see, it's fairly easy. You want to tilt it just a little bit like that so it doesn't slide, and just kind of practice that stomp, just like so. Okay, you notice I'm not leaning forward, leaning back. My hips are staying under me. I'm breathing. I'm keeping my hands up. It's a close quarter. Don't try to reach for it. You got to be in close in order to do the strike. So you have to get comfortable in this area in here. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you do the low line kick. All right, so join us next week. We're going to be taking a look at the lazy roundhouse. But what I want to do now, since we just went over the technique, is just like take a look at a drill that you need to start practicing at home. So coming up here, since it's been a while since we've done a lesson, let's go ahead and review how to do the 1-for-1 drill. So drills are very important in martial arts. Learning techniques is one thing, but actually learning how to do these techniques through repetition is what makes it efficient. So when you find yourself on the street, you have that muscle memory in order to do these techniques. So what we're going to take a look at now is the 1-for-1 drill, and essentially that it's all upper body. So the Uki's going to throw a punch. I'm going to pass, and I'm going to throw a punch, and he's going to pass, and we're just going to go back and forth. Okay. Now, no matter what your skill level is, and if you only know one strike, okay, you can just work on that one strike. But as you get more advanced and you learn more techniques, you want to start incorporating more strikes in there. Okay. You'll notice that we're staying in here. Okay. You want to make sure your strikes are realistic, so don't just kind of slap when you do this drill. You want to make sure you're actually coming in for a strike, making sure that person is having to move. Okay, make sure you're going for your target, so the person has to react. Okay, and then of course this is more of a relaxation drill. Remember, Jujitsu translates to the gentle art. So the objective on this is to be relaxed as you do the techniques. So breathe in as the person strikes. Breathe out as you strike. Just like this. Now there's no wrong answer on this, so if you make contact or if you do hit each other, that's fine. Your objective on this is not to be sloppy and to practice your breathing and to practice your movement. You'll notice my body's moving with it. Okay, I'm not just throwing random strikes. I'm moving in a fluid manner. Okay, as you get more advanced, you can start switching stances. Okay, you start moving around. Okay, in a circle or what have you. So you can make this a little more as realistic as you want, but you really want to focus more on relaxation than on speed. Speed comes naturally just from repetition, so don't try to go real fast too much. Okay, this is a drill that by the time you get to black belt you have to do blindfolded. So you're working on that level of sensitivity, relaxation, so you're able to feel your your opponent's energy and deflect it and use it against them. Thank you. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Again, this is lesson 7. We took a look at the low line kick. If you're watching this later on, feel free to leave a comment below saying you watched this. You'll get credit. Make sure you go to the website and you register. We'll be back next week for lesson 8, where we're going to take a look at the laser roundhouse kick. And for those of you that have been following along, stay tuned in about 5 minutes as we move into the green belt classroom and we take a look at our next green belt technique. Thank you for watching and have a great night.
How do I end this?
Just stop recording. It's the top right. Same button.